Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I just heard there were castles here. But yeah, Transylvania, of course, is not a fictional place. And Dracula is probably hanging out. Yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks.
All right.
I have a question for you. If you could live in a fictional universe for the rest of your life, where would you like to live?
Damn, that's a good answer. Okay, if I could live in a fictional world or place.
Yes, for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life, oof, that's tough. Cause I get bored so easily. In a fictional world, which fictional world? I mean, Transylvania does sound pretty good now. I mean, it's still in my head, and it could be anything really. Fictional world, world of Pokemon. You know what?
That's what I would choose.
The Poke World, where actually that's a great one, where you can actually like talk to Pokemon. I mean, do you really understand them though if they only say their name back to you? Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good one. The Poke World of just having wild animals, but only the original 151 world. Just the Indigo region. I could live there for a while. Actually, I have spent most of my life in that world.
Me too.
When you defeat wild Pokemon, do they die or do they just faint for a while?
They just wait for a while. They're alright.
That's a nice thought. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna believe it.
And one more question.
Yeah.
How long were you planning to do the Nurse Joy cosplay? How much?
I think that was 2 months. I did Nurse Joy. What I really wanted to do was Team Rocket, but I couldn't find a James or a Jesse. I figured whoever I chose wouldn't want to do the wig, so I would have to do the wig. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to do. Yeah, 2 months. It was some fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, we're moving on to the last 10 minutes, so please limit yourself.
Okay.
Just one question.
Sorry, I promised I might do short answers, but I added that. Hi.
So my question is, taking part in Supernatural is the strangest or interesting experience you ever had as an actor?
It took me a while to appreciate it. Love the set, everyone's like best friends. We've worked together for 10 years, and until you really see the fandom and everything that is there, it's really hard to imagine. Since being on the show, it's completely spoiled me. Nothing else has really...
So it's interesting.
It's a good one. It's a very positive environment where everyone's there and knows each other, and it's like hanging out with your best friends all the time. So it spoiled me, that's for sure. So yes, very much so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to know, what do you do with your costumes after you wear them and you get bored?
At the beginning, when I made them, I took very bad care of them, and a lot of them were destroyed just because I shoved things in closets. Yes. Then when I started getting people to help me, most of them were like amateur cosplayers that are kind of doing it, and I try to always pick something that was a little bit out of their comfort zone so that we could both learn in the process. And for those ones, I let them keep it, and some of them auctioned it off for charity. But that was part of the deal. Like I paid for everything, and then they get to keep it and do what they would with it. Nowadays, I finally got a closet, so I've been slowly stacking them up. But I'm running out of room already. I don't know. It's fun to have. Some costumes last longer than others, so if it's like a really good one, I'll keep it. Or if the person that helped me make it really likes it, I'll give it to them. But it's been different every time.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I wanted to know, what is your favorite book or your favorite story?
Favorite book or favorite story? You know, one of the books, I saw a movie called Yes Man by Jim Carrey. And then I read a book, and that movie changed my life. And then I read a book called The Alchemist, which is the same thing, you know, with a different package. But that story just is so powerful for me. And basically what it says is to take chances, to go do these things that seem scary to you, because of the possibilities of what might come. And normally we say no to something because we feel like, oh, it's like, well, based off of my experience, it's going to go badly, right? But usually, you know, that's a very shallow assumption because we really don't know most of what that is. But we take that chance, and sure, the things that you thought bad was going to happen because that's why you would have said no. But then all these unexpected things that you never could have guessed also happen, and all of a sudden, there's a possibility for change. I mean, for better or worse, but most of the time you're not making stupid risks. You know, they're educated risk, and your life changes. So one of the first big things that I did after watching the movie Yes Man, the Olympics were coming to Vancouver, my agent suggested that I go to China. And I didn't know anyone there, I didn't speak the language, I had no idea what I was going to do there, but because I just saw the movie, I said yes. And he was like, well, let me think about it. And then 2 weeks later, I was in China. And it was the scariest thing, you know, going there, trying to sign language with people, trying to find a place to stay, and, you know, I did it. Within a month, I was conversational in Mandarin. Within 2 months, I got my first job speaking Mandarin in a movie with two of the biggest stars in Asia, and it was like the weirdest thing. And I met the director in a bar, and I don't even drink. You know, someone asked me to go, I'm like, okay, and I just went. And it was just that mentality of always like taking whatever opportunity presents itself. And usually I stay at home. Like, I'm a homebody. I will sit in my basement in front of my computer for days. You know, I even have this food called Soylent, which is, it's not people, but they named it after that movie for some reason. But essentially it's a processed food. It's like a shake and it has all the nutrients. It's a complete meal supplement. So I never need to leave the house if I don't want to. And so taking that into effect, whenever someone asks me to, you know, to do something or to try something or to go somewhere, I'll always say yes because of that movie. And it's completely changed my life around. I mean, I do so many stupid things now because of it. But those are the, like, I'm going to Istanbul because of that. I have no idea what I'm doing there. That's tomorrow. You know, I figured out where I was going to stay yesterday, but I got to figure out how to get there first. But it's exciting. You know, there's an adventure in the unknown, and most of the time the worst case scenario isn't that bad. So those stories are the ones that definitely has connected with me the most.
Thanks for coming, you're the best.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Up. So sad. Thank you. I'll try to keep the answer short, sorry, I promise. Hi.
Short question then. The oldest question in the universe. Who's your favorite actor?
That's a hard question. I haven't seen most of Doctor Who, so I get to be biased because I don't. David Tennant was a fun one for me. I've only seen a couple of episodes. The first episode was Blink, but most of the episodes I've seen was with David Tennant, so. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Short question. What was your immediate reaction when you first read the script of the episode You Dying in Supernatural?